got Mercatus Center Senior Fellow Jennifer Huddleston and Digital Chairman Dave Maney. Dave, what is explaining these stocks' relative resistance to probes that are expanding and now bipartisan?
Well, a couple of things, Neil. Number one, if you look back historically, I'm not sure that it's a bad thing when companies come under antitrust scrutiny for their investors. So I took a look this morning at what happened to Microsoft, which first came under antitrust scrutiny in 1992, and it took 12 years to fully resolve it through the regulatory agencies and the courts. And if you look at the price curve in Microsoft, it just keeps going up and up and up and up in a virtually unbroken thing, save for the tech bust. And so, for investors, I'm not sure it's a really bad thing. Under that, by the way, is the fact that if you look at the complexity of this probe and what they have to do, and you think about 40 elected state attorney generals from two parties trying to get on the same page about how they're going to go about it, good luck. Good luck.
I'm looking at it too, Jennifer, what they're going after. Now, in Google's case, it's easy to see that with their size, they can leverage a lot of things. Just their search engine alone is about 80% of all search is done out there. They account for that. They use that to sort of make sure you get Google, you get you push your Android operating system, which they also have, and Chrome, their web browser, which you also have. And they make it very difficult to find alternatives. Now, that's just one part of it. The other aspect is YouTube. They own that. In other words, that they simply have their fingers in too many pies. That's what these guys are saying. So what do they do in response?
Technology is a very dynamic market, and just over a decade ago now, there were headlines about how Yahoo had won the search wars.
Right.
And here we are talking about an entirely different group of players, not because of some kind of breaking up of big tech, but because innovation came along and actually provided even better competition on a variety of these different elements.
Well, that's kind of what the companies beyond just Google are saying. Anytime someone points the finger at a Facebook or an Amazon, so far, no one's setting their guns on Amazon for the time being. It's probably just a matter of time, Dave. But there's a great risk here, isn't there? I mean, play this out. What happens in the interim?
Well, I think they are coming under that scrutiny. There's no doubt that that's happening. And by the way, Amazon is as well, because they're supplying more of their own product through the channel. I think my point is the dynamism that Jennifer just pointed out is very real. But it's not just dynamism from other companies. If you said to me, what if they cracked down on Google and made all its data portable to other competitors to use? Would that materially harm them? My answer is, I think it would make them less monolithic, probably a little more nimble. And I'm not opposed to these probes. Like, I think they should be probed. I think my point is, from an investor point of view, I think it's anything but doomsday news for the target of the probes. I think it actually might be beneficial to them.
Where do you see it going, Jennifer?
I think that's a good question, and I think it's also a question of what would a breakup actually do, and how much of this is about other tech policy concerns that antitrust actually is a really poor tool to resolve. It's a sledgehammer, not a scalpel. So there's been a lot of conversations about things like fake news or data privacy, and antitrust really is just looking at the market competition here. And so if you saw a breakup of these companies, there's a question of, one, on a practical front, what would that breakup even look like? Would that raise other interoperability questions about walled gardens? And then two, would that actually resolve any of these other concerns that we keep hearing?
All right, guys, I want to thank you both very, very much.